What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Vic Mensa has so much potential as an artist, and I hope he achieves everything that he deserves and then some. He's easily one of the most compelling rappers today, with his pen working to tell stories of his life, his surroundings, and of course, his struggles. The Autobiography, his debut album, shows a man eager to tell the world his story without holding back any of his feelings. This album is purely unfiltered. Let's kick things off with two of my favorite songs, the first being Wings featuring Pharrell and Saul Williams. Depression is a gateway to a lot of bad things, including drug abuse and poor relationships with the people that you care about. Vic Mensa has never shied away from talking about his depression and his drug abuse in the past, and just everything that has sort of unraveled in his life because of his depression. On Wings, he really lets it all out. In the first verse, there's a part where he talks about how his life is a blur now. And then he asks himself a lot of questions that don't have answers. But in this part, the beat speeds up, like to really symbolize how much his life is really a blur. Like it really picks up. And I thought that was just a nice little touch, something that I particularly noticed while listening to this record. The second verse gets more intense, with depression speaking directly to Vic Mensa. Like, this is a conversation that's going on in his mind, and depression is trying to push him over the edge, trying to get him to commit suicide. It's a sobering conversation, one that many people have had in their lives before. And so I feel like this is a record that will really resonate with people. There's a part of the song where depression is talking to Vic and really trying to get him to just give up. He says, "You're still a drug addict. You're nothing without your medicine. Go and run to your sedatives. You can't run forever, Vic. Climb the tallest building and spread your wings." That last line, the climb the tallest building part, is not a part of depression talking to him. This is Vic telling himself that in order to get better, in order to overcome what you're going through, you have to take a leap of faith. And that's what Spread Your Wings is all about. Like, it's not climb the tallest building and jump. It's climb the tallest building, face your fears, and spread your wings. And so I just thought that was a really great concept. Like, the fact that the first verse is not like the second verse, and the second verse is just really intense. I just thought it was an amazing record. My other favorite on here is titled We Could Be Free, and it features Ty Dolla $ign. One noticeable trend on this album is that Vic tends to go for like a minimal production when he wants to get some of his strongest messages across. I think it's a great tactic. It's something that rappers have used in the past. Like, most notably, like recently at least, I feel like Jay-Z on 444 kind of did that, where the production is great, but it never really overshadows the message. And that's what Vic does on We Could Be Free. I love Vic's soft singing because it's sort of a contrast from the rest of the album. On several other songs, he's real aggressive and like in your face and to the point. But here he's more aiming for something that's just like subtle, something that's a lot more calm and collected. At the same time, he's still trying to get his point across, and I feel like he does a great job of that. So it shows you that you can take two different approaches and still come to the same conclusion, and that conclusion is that we all deserve equality. It's something that Vic has talked about a lot in his music. A lot of rappers have been talking about it. We've had this discussion for several years in both music and real life. It's crazy. I was just talking about this on Twitter, how there's actually people that walk among us today that don't want equality for everyone. And I think, like, how does that affect you? How does the next man being equal to you affect what you're doing? I don't know, but that's a whole different conversation. Going back to the record We Could Be Free, it's just a really good record. Like, one of the lines on here that I really enjoyed was, You fools saying all lives matter, but it's black lives you refuse to include. That right there is a bar. That is an actual feeling. Like, definitely something that stood out to me. At the very end, you have Pastor Ty Dolla $ign to come in and kind of sing like a beautiful hymn to us. It's really like the icing on the cake, as I like to use in a lot of my reviews. It's easily one of Ty Dolla $ign's best guest features in a long time. Now I have two honorable mentions, and those honorable mentions are Heaven on Earth featuring The Dream, and I feel like Vic Mensa and The Dream have really great chemistry, so I'm hoping that they do more work in the future. And the other record is The Fire Next Time. Realistically, on the Autobiography, I didn't have a bad song, which leads us into the next segment, which would be the critical moment. But my critical moment is I don't have a critical moment. I don't. I listened to this album for several days, like 5 or 6 days. As soon as it came out on NPR, I started streaming it and getting familiar with it. And I don't skip a song. I listen over and over and over again. And this is easily going to be a top 5, top 10 release of 2017. Vic Mensa's The Autobiography has everything that you can want out of him. There's honesty, his singing sounds well next to his raps, there's just crazy bars throughout, there's excellent storytelling and production that fits for what he's trying to go for. Some of it is great production, other times it's like more as like a backdrop while the message takes center stage, but regardless, I don't know how you can honestly hate this album. I think if you're a Vic Mensa fan now, like if you're like an earlier Vic Mensa fan, I can see how you might be disappointed in the direction he's gone in. But at the same time, he's grown so much as an artist. He's showing us that he has a lot to say. He wants to be the voice, one of the voices for our generation. And he does so in a way that keeps you captivated in listening to the music over and over again. Vic Mensa is spoken highly of by Jay-Z because Jay sees that Vic's voice is important. Vic can change lives and provide entertainment with a message. That is one of his biggest strengths as an artist. So those are my thoughts on Vic Mensa's The Autobiography. After you listen to the album, it comes out this Friday, go pick that up, stream it, all of that. After you listen to it, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.